Hey there, viewers. Welcome back to the South Main Auto Channel. Got the 2011 Chevrolet Equinox 2.4, brand new. We're going to do a lot of air quotes in this video, I'm afraid. A little bit of a history on this. It's going to be kind of a short video. I thought it was going to be a cool video, but it's not really that cool. But it might be helpful if you have this same symptom. Another shop brought it here. Customer owns it. Drove it, motor's going bad, knocking, hammering, whatever, doing what 2.4s do best. Leave you stranded, okay? Took it to the other shop I don't typically deal with, honestly, and brought them the engine. So this is a customer supplied engine, reman engine. And I don't know the remanufacturer who did it, but it's reman, it's not a junkyard motor. Shop says, yeah, we'll do it. They pop it in, boom, get the car running, and that's where the problems began. So the car starts, runs, drives. Starts, runs, and idles. It sounds really good. Disturbingly quiet for a 2.4, okay? Makes you wonder. And the problem becomes when you just touch the throttle. I mean, you get out your pinky toe and just pinky toe that throttle. It's just like you shut the key off. It doesn't stumble, it just shuts off immediately. Hit the key, fires right back up. You can do that 1,000 times in a row. No codes, no engine light. Occasionally it'll set a misfire code, because what you can do is with the engine running, you can kind of, give it a couple little burps, and then get it past that spot and hold it up 2,000 to, red line at that point, and it'll run okay. What I will say is when it's around that 2,000 RPM mark, it runs like the EGR valve is open. And that was my big clue for what's going on with this thing. So lopey, like that, start chugging, and then it kind of clear up and you rev past that a little bit, and then, seemingly fine. Enough so that they could drive it here, providing they didn't just, baby it from the get-go. So that's that. They did everything you can do. I see new high-pressure fuel pump, new VVT solenoids, new throttle body, new converter, new everything. And could not get this thing to run correctly. Took it to the Chevy dealer, sat out there for a long time. Chevy dealer unloaded a host of parts on it. Still couldn't get it running. The Chevy dealer actually called the shop and said, come get this thing, we don't know what's wrong with it, we don't want to see it anymore. Get it out of here. So they did, they came and picked it up. At that point, they thought, they're at the end of the rope. They don't know what to do. They don't want to tell the customer, hey, we put in your engine, but it runs like crap. We can't do anything about it. I think they fiddled with it more and then decided, to call me and have me look at it. So I said, sure, I'll take a look at it. I can't promise you anything, but we take a look at it. Because when stuff has had the parts cannon just absolutely dumped on it, I usually don't like looking at these because there's so much aftermarket crap. It's, frustrating to no end. But at any rate, I tell you all that, tell you this. I fired up, bringing it in. It's going to make you guys a great video. Collecting my data, making some observations. It was exactly as he said. You touch the throttle, it stalls. Okay, looking at scan data. Don't see anything weird. Everything's looking pretty dang normal. Again, no codes, fuel trims are perfect. Everything's perfect at an idle. I hold it at that 2,000 RPMs, let it sit there and lope and chug, looking at data. And then I just said, you know what, Eric, just go with your gut. This thing's running like it's got, cam timing is off, or EGR valve is stuck open, which these don't have because it all runs off cam timing. I come out, I unplug both cam phasers, the engine runs spot on the money. I unplug both solenoids, okay? And experience, folks, is what led me to this problem. I've seen it before. You put a junkyard motor in, there's two different cam phasers you can use on these 2.4s. They have two different part numbers. And if you mix them up, they run like this. And you'll run across this with junkyard motors. So, it's the same story like doing the old Chrysler 2.7s, and I could give you a list a mile long of junkyard motors that fit perfectly but won't work. These are one of them. Let me show you. I wanted to give the shop a full diagnosis. This was no scopes required, no test lights. This just was a basic instinct and keen observations. I pulled the valve cover off because I want to verify for them. But before I did that, I called the Chevrolet dealer. I said, give me the part number for the phasers, intake cam, and exhaust cam. There they are. That's what you use if you want the wrong one. How do I know that's the wrong part number? Because you just look it up on Dorman's website. Because all these aftermarket engine companies, they just use a bunch of aftermarket junk. And they, can get the wrong stuff in there. So on this engine, you're supposed to have this part number on the phasers, 126-215-05, and they're both the same, intake and exhaust. All right, let me stretch out my mirror back here for you. Hey, mirror. I'm a mirror guy. I'm pretty sure there's a part number on this one. Yes, sir. They even put like a little GM thing on it here. 126, reading it backwards here, 126-215-05, GM. Oh, it matches, 126-215-05. But even Stevie Wonder can see this one. We got a blue one up here. We can see in the mirror there. We have, I don't know, it's upside down. 1, 2, 5, 7, 8, 5, 1, 2. Nope, this starts out at 125. Let me read this for you correctly. 125, 7, 8, 5, 1, 5, 7, 8, 5, 1, 5. Yep, 7, 8, 5, 1, 5. Wrong. Wrong. They're supposed to be the same part number. So that's all that's wrong with this car. It just needs a new motor. Doesn't need a new motor. I don't know what the company's gonna do. Send it back to the shop, collect my money, and move on with life. But let it be a known fact, folks. Not all the LAF motors, I call them LAFies, LAFs, Lima, Alpha, Foxtrot, LAF RPO code, they're not all the same. 2 different LAF engines, and it's the difference. There's other differences, I'm sure, but one of the big differences is a different phaser. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. You'd think the Chevy dealer would know that, if anybody knew that, but it is what it is. Gonna keep moving on. Hopefully this saves your bacon someday when you get one of these in. Should have shown you how it was running, because that would have probably been helpful to you, but my description is quite accurate. If you know, you know. And then the other thing is too, is follow your gut, man. Like if you, I don't know as if they drove the original engine, but if the customer, sometimes you actually have to listen to the customer. Sometimes believe them, but 99% of the time don't. But a small percentage believe them. If they tell you like, hey man, this motor ran great, didn't have any of these symptoms prior to this, you know, it just had the rocking, knocking, and explosion, but other than that, it ran great. So, you know, keep that in mind. Otherwise, just assume they're lying about everything. Right, Vanessa? Where you at? She's over there, she's hiding. And then if they tell you that, then just, you know, go with your gut. Be like, man, dude, we did everything right. There's got to be something here, engine mechanical or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. Insta, Facebook, do your best, guys. Just remember, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.